Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Sandra Ezeji Anyele, your marriage foundation and solution coach. I've been doing some research recently and I did some findings. Now I want you to picture this scenario. Amaka and Obinna are in the same church. While Amaka is in the choir, Obinna is in the department of prayer warrior department. Just listen so that you get where I'm going, please. Now, they were involved in a relationship that eventually led to marriage. But then, Amaka just saw Obinna from the limelight of, a very serious Christian. Obinna, on the other hand, saw Amaka also as a very serious Christian. But little did they know that both of them had childhood trauma, which brings me to today's topic. Remember I said, imagine the scenario. I hope you have pictured it. One of the things that people fail to talk about is childhood trauma. I am talking about this because childhood trauma is one of the reasons that marriages are in crisis. So today, I want you to understand that one of the reasons marriages are in crisis or relationships are in crisis is because of trauma. In today's video, I want to focus on childhood trauma, but under humiliation trauma, because there are different types of traumas. So today's zone, I'm going to talk about humiliation trauma as an example of childhood trauma. I have come to realize that sometimes your partner is not actually the problem. Yes, because through no fault of theirs, they found themselves in situations where what they learned or what they saw growing up is affecting their relationship. I hope you get that. Talking about Amaka, Amaka grew up in a family where her father abandoned her, while Obinna grew up in a family where they were always humiliating him. You can agree with me that these two individuals experienced this trauma. It's not their fault, but they didn't know that it will affect their relationship. Granted, they got married, but when they got married, they started noticing, some differences. They started noticing that they had traumas, undealt traumas. They didn't deal with it because they didn't even know about it. It also shows that some people go through traumas and they don't know about it. And because they don't know about it, they will be exhibiting characters that you cannot even understand. You cannot even think about it. While Amaka is thinking that Obinna, while being a good Christian, should not be doing certain things, Obinna, on the other hand, is thinking that Amaka also should not be doing what she is doing. Now, the big question is, what do you talk about during courtship? One of the things that people have neglected to talk about is childhood trauma. You might not be wondering, how do I find out? How do I ask that question? I will tell you. For you to understand whether your intended had trauma is to ask the right question. People have neglected this question. Personally, I didn't know about it. I will not tell you that I knew about it. I didn't know about it. That is why I always encourage people who are into relationship to read books, to attend seminars, to ask questions. It will help you because your marriage starts even before you get married. Your marriage also ends even before you get married. What does that mean? It means that some of the things that you did not know about, because ignorance is not an excuse. Right now, it is not an excuse because there are different avenues that you will learn. One of the questions you should ask, and how you will ask it, the question is this: how was your childhood? How was your growing up years? Where did you grow up? Were you always with your parents? You see, some people don't ask this question because they met in church. Like Amaka and Obinna, as we gave as an example, they met in church. So ordinarily, they feel that because this person is a child of God, so to speak, there are certain things this person should not be doing. But that's just an assumption. You ask these questions just the same way you ask every other question that are important. Is the same way you should ask about this person's childhood. Amaka did not ask Obinna. Obinna did not ask Amaka, and they got married. Obinna is a successful businessman, so money was not the problem. But you can see that it is not just money. There are so many things that can cause problems in marriages. Childhood trauma is something that has been neglected. And today, I am telling you, one of the things you should ask, please, if you're in a relationship, is your childhood. Ask your intended, how did you grow up? How was your childhood? By the time you ask this question, this person will not tell you, because it's important, this person will not tell you how he or she grew up. From the answer you got, you will not know whether this person needs to heal before you get married. There are some things that you are supposed to handle, take care of it before you get married. But unfortunately, because you don't know, you do not ask the right questions. Courtship is not just a time that you go out and eat. It is not only for shawarma. Please, courtship is also a time when you ask the necessary questions. But now, you can agree with me that trauma is something that a lot of people have ignored. People don't even know about it, which is why I told you from the beginning that I went on a research. Because when people come to me, I imagine, what could have caused the problem they are discussing with me. So I decided to ask questions. I put up a questionnaire and I realized that trauma issue is one of the questions that have been neglected. So if you are in a relationship, please ask your intended, how was your childhood? How did you grow up? Did you grow up with your parents? Did you grow up with a single mom or a single dad? Did you grow up from a blended home? Because these things are a way of creeping into the relationship. Because knowingly or unknowingly, you exhibit some of these characteristics and you don't know. So that is why I also said that some people are even punished. Some people are even, some people even go through things that were no fault of theirs. Like this trauma, it's not your fault. But it is not your fault if you know about it and you don't do anything about it. So, sweetheart, if you are in that relationship that you will know that will lead to marriage, kindly ask the person you want to get married to. It doesn't matter whether it's a man, it doesn't matter whether it's the woman. Yes, because by the time you start seeing some things when you are already married, it might be too late. It might be too late because it will be paining you. Let me give you an example of somebody that went through humiliation trauma. In order for the person to defend himself or herself, the person can be keeping secrets. The person can be by himself or herself. The person might not want to be going out. You might want your partner to go out with you. The person, for no just reason, I just don't feel like going out. Because he or she feels that because of what he or she experienced while growing up, when he or she goes or when he or she attends that party or that event, he or she will experience the same thing that he or she experienced when he or she was small. I hope you get that. So before you judge that person, before you conclude that this person is not for you, before you conclude that this person is not good for me, please ask this question. This is one question that can save your marriage. This is one question that can save your relationship. Ask this question. How was your childhood? Because a child that has been betrayed in childhood will have a betrayal trauma. That is just the truth. So when you have a betrayal trauma, everybody is a suspect. Because you feel that the person you loved or the people you love betrayed you. So you have trust issues. These things, they have a way of creeping into your relationship. If you don't heal from that, it will continue and it will be affecting your marriage. And because you don't know, you are not aware of it, you continue and you'll be having issues with your partner. So, sweetheart, I tell you today, find out how how he or she grew up. What kind of family did this person grow up in? It is not enough to meet somebody in church. It is not enough to say he's a choir master, he's a choir mistress, he's a prayer warrior, he's a this, he's a that. It goes beyond that. There are questions that have been neglected. There are questions that are not asked that are creating problems in marriages, creating problems in relationships. And when you have said, I do, sweetheart, it now becomes so difficult for you to break through. It's now become so difficult for you to say, I no do again. Because you are now thinking, what will society say? You are not thinking, what will my parents say? You are not thinking, nobody has left his or her marriage in my family. Why will I be the first one? Meanwhile, this is something you could have nipped in the bud. This is something that if you have found out why you people were dating or while you people were preparing for that marriage, you would have gone for healing. You would have healed. Because you have to really heal. If you don't heal, it will follow you into the relationship and it will cause problems. Even when you give birth to your children, they will still see the same thing. That is just how it works. So I am telling you today, if you're in a relationship, endeavor to ask this one question. This is one question that can change your relationship. This is one question that will help you to understand what you are going into. It is not enough to say, I love this person and this person loves me back. No, love is not enough in relationship. Love is not enough in marriage. There are some things that even though both of you love yourselves, but you are not good for each other. There are some things that both of you are good, both of you are nice people, but because of one thing or the other, it means that both of you, when you get married, you will have issues. So there are some things that you need to settle while you are dating or while you are preparing for marriage. You solve it, because you can now say, because you did not know, but now that you know, what are you supposed to do about it? You are supposed to take care of it. You are supposed to handle it so that you don't repeat that pattern that you've always had growing up. Because when you repeat that pattern, it's going to be a problem. It's going to mess up your marriage. It's going to mess up your relationship. So I hope you have understood why I said I went for research. I printed questionnaires. I asked questions. And I now understood that this is one question that has been neglected. This is one question that has not been talked about. Please, as much as you do other things while you are getting to know yourself, this one question is very important. This one question is something that, if neglected, it can cause problems in your relationship. You can even miss the right person because you did not ask the right question. If this video has made sense to you, which I know it has, please share this video. In the comment section, let's have your thoughts. Share this video so that as many people as possible will get to see this video and get this information that you have just gotten. Don't keep it to yourself, please. A lot of people need to hear about this. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. And to my old subscribers, I love you so much. Thank you for sticking by. And to my new subscribers, I say, welcome. This is the right place to be. You are going to get more info about your relationship and your marriage. I love you so very much. I'll see you in my next video.